I never thought the smell of bleach and stale cigarette smoke would change my life forever. But that's exactly what happened the night Vincent Caruso looked up from his poker table and pointed directly at me. I was 23 years old, working the graveyard shift at the Mirage Palace Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Not the glamorous part you see in movies. I mopped floors, emptied ashtrays, and cleaned up whatever guests left behind. My uniform was gray, 2 sizes too big, and smelled permanently of disinfectant no matter how many times I washed it. I was invisible. That was the point. Casino management liked their cleaning staff to blend into the background. Ghosts who appeared after midnight to erase the evidence of excess. The high roller room was off limits to most staff. Heavy velvet curtains, mahogany panels, air thick with cigar smoke, and the quiet murmur of serious money-changing hands. I only went in there when specifically called, usually around 3 in the morning when the players had finally stumbled out and left behind champagne bottles, scattered chips, and sometimes small puddles of vomit. But that Tuesday night, my supervisor Maria grabbed my arm as I was wheeling my cart past the main floor. Her face was pale, stressed in a way I'd never seen before. "Elena, I need you to go into the Venetian room. Now." "It's only 11. They're still playing." "I know. Someone spilled an entire bottle of wine. Red. All over the carpet near table 3. Mr. Delgado is furious." "Yes." My stomach tightened. Delgado was the floor manager for the VIP section, a man with slicked-back hair and cold eyes, who'd fired 2 people in my first week for minor infractions I couldn't even remember. "Can't Carlos do it?" "Carlos called in sick. You're all I have. Just get in there, clean it fast, and get out. Don't make eye contact. Don't speak unless spoken to. Understood?" I understood. I grabbed the specialized carpet cleaner and headed toward the Venetian room, my heart hammering against my ribs. The moment I pushed through those heavy doors, the atmosphere changed. The main casino floor was bright, loud, desperate. This room was different, darker, quieter, more dangerous. 6 men sat around a circular poker table in the center. I recognized the type immediately. Not the drunk fraternity boys or the sad middle-aged gamblers losing their mortgage payments. These were professionals, the kind of men who wore $1,000 suits and watches worth more than my annual salary. The kind of men who didn't raise their voices because they never had to. I kept my eyes down, focusing on the dark stain spreading across the cream carpet near table 3. Someone had definitely knocked over an entire bottle. The wine was still wet, seeping into the fibers. I would only understand this later, but that spill wasn't an accident. It was a test. I knelt down with my cleaning supplies, working quickly and quietly. The conversation at the table continued in low murmurs. I caught fragments, numbers, names I didn't recognize. Underneath the words, there was tension, the kind that makes the air feel heavy, like right before a thunderstorm. "Your move, Vincent." That was when I felt it. The weight of someone's attention, sharp and focused as a laser. I didn't look up. I kept scrubbing, but every nerve in my body went on high alert. "Who's the girl?" The voice was calm, almost casual, but the entire room went silent. "Cleaning staff, Mr. Caruso." Delgado's voice, tight with anxiety. "She'll be finished in just a moment." I didn't ask what she does. I asked who she is. I risked a glance up. That was my first mistake. Vincent Caruso was nothing like what I expected from the word Mafia boss. No thick gold chains or expensive cologne. He was maybe 35, lean and sharp-featured, with dark hair cut short and tattoos creeping up from his collar. His left hand, resting on the table, was covered in intricate black ink that disappeared under his sleeve. His eyes were gray, the color of Atlantic City sky before snow. When those eyes locked onto mine, I forgot how to breathe. "What's your name?" I shouldn't have answered. Maria's instructions were clear, but something in his gaze demanded truth. "Elena? Elena." He said it slowly, like he was tasting the syllables. You've worked here how long? 7 months. And in 7 months, you've never been in this room before tonight. It wasn't a question. Somehow he knew. No, sir. One of the other men at the table shifted uncomfortably. I recognized him vaguely. Some local politician I'd seen on the news. He looked nervous, which made me more nervous. Vincent leaned back in his chair, still watching me. You know what I do, Elena? At that moment, I didn't know yet. I had suspicions. Everyone who worked at the Mirage had suspicions about certain guests. But suspicions weren't knowledge, and knowledge in Atlantic City could get you killed. No, sir. He smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. I appreciate honesty. Bring her a chair. The room erupted in barely contained chaos. Delgado stepped forward, stammering. Mr. Caruso, with all respect, she's just cleaning staff. We have protocols.
I understand.
Did I stutter, Delgado?
I understand.
The floor manager's face went white. Within seconds, someone had produced a leather chair and placed it directly to Vincent's right, at the poker table. Sit, Vincent said to me. Every instinct screamed at me to run. But I'd grown up in Newark, in a neighborhood where you learned early that running only made things worse. So I stood up, left my cleaning supplies on the floor, and walked to that chair. My legs felt disconnected from my body. I sat down. The cards were dealt. The game continued. I sat there, frozen, while men gambled amounts of money that could have paid my student loans 3 times over. Vincent played with casual confidence, winning most hands, losing a few deliberately. I would only understand this later. The losing was strategic. Keep them comfortable. Keep them playing. Between hands, he spoke to me. Quiet questions that seemed innocent but weren't. You go to school, Elena? I did. 2 years at Rutgers. Had to drop out. Why? My mother got sick. Medical bills. He nodded, processing this information with the same focus he applied to his cards.
She died.
She's still sick.
When?
She passed away, last April. I'm sorry. And somehow, impossibly, he sounded like he meant it. You have other family. A younger brother. He's 16.
Your 16-year-old.
You're raising him.
In the dark.
Again, not a question.
How do you know that?
Yes. The game continued. 2 hours passed, then 3. At some point, someone brought me a glass of water. I didn't drink it. My throat was dry, but my hands were shaking too hard to trust lifting the glass. Around 2 a.m, the politician made a mistake. He went all in on a hand he should have folded. I saw it in his eyes, the desperate glitter of addiction. Vincent saw it too. He called the bet, laid down a straight flush, and the man lost everything on the table. That's unfortunate, Councilman.
You're done.
Vincent's voice was silk over steel. But I'm sure you're good for it. The politician's face was the color of spoiled milk. I need more time. You've had time. 6 months, if I recall correctly. If I had walked away then, everything would have been different. But I was trapped in that chair, a witness to something I absolutely should not be seeing. The councilman's eyes darted around the room, looking for an exit that didn't exist. Please, my wife, my kids, should have thought about them before you borrowed money you couldn't repay. Vincent's tone didn't change. He could have been discussing the weather. You have until Friday to deliver what you owe, plus interest. Are we clear? Friday is impossible. I need at least 2 weeks. Vincent tilted his head slightly. Then he looked at me. Elena, you seem like someone with common sense. If you lent money to a friend and they kept making excuses, what would you do? My mouth went dry. This was another test. I knew it. I'd want my money back. Exactly. He turned back to the councilman. Friday, not Saturday, not next Monday. Friday. The politician left. The other players began to disperse. Soon it was just Vincent, 2 men who were clearly his security, Delgado hovering nervously by the door. and me. "You can go," Vincent said, still gathering his chips. I stood up so fast the chair scraped against the floor. I was halfway to the door when he spoke again. "Elena." I stopped. "You'll be here tomorrow night, same time. Wear something nicer than that uniform." It wasn't a request. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay in my narrow bed in the apartment I shared with my brother Marco, staring at the water-stained ceiling, trying to understand what had happened. Maria called me at 6 a.m, hysterical. She'd already heard. Word traveled fast in the casino. "What did you do? What did you say to him?" "Nothing. I just cleaned the carpet." "Delgado says Vincent Caruso specifically asked for you to be assigned to his table going forward. Do you understand what that means?" I didn't. Not really, but I was starting to. "Maria, who is he? Really?" There was a long silence on the other end. "Elena, sweetheart, you're a smart girl. You know exactly who he is, and now you need to decide if you're smart enough to stay away." But staying away wasn't an option, was it? When men like Vincent Caruso gave orders, you followed them. The alternative was worse. The next night, I showed up in the only dress I owned, a simple black sheath I'd worn to my mother's funeral. I'd borrowed makeup from my neighbor, attempted to do something with my hair beyond the usual ponytail. When I looked in the mirror, I barely recognized myself. Vincent was already at the table when I arrived. His eyes swept over me once, appraising, and he nodded to the empty chair beside him. This became my new normal. 6 nights a week, I sat beside Vincent Caruso while he played poker, made deals, and conducted business that existed in the shadows between legal and criminal. I was decoration at first, a pretty accessory to demonstrate his power. He could pull a cleaning girl from obscurity and seat her at a table with millionaires. That sent a message. But somewhere in the 3rd week, something shifted. "You notice things," he said to me one night, after the other players had left. We were alone except for his ever-present security. "That last hand. You saw Martinez was bluffing." His left eye twitched, just slightly. Vincent laughed. It was the first genuine laugh I'd heard from him. "You're wasted mopping floors, Elena. I need the job. I'm not criticizing, I'm observing." He stacked his chips with precise movements. "How much do you make? Be honest." I told him. It was barely above minimum wage. "And your brother? What's he doing?" "School. He's smart. Wants to study engineering." "That costs money." "Yes, I could help with that." And there it was, the offer I'd been simultaneously dreading and hoping for. "What would you want in return?" He looked at me for a long moment. "Companionship. Someone who sees what you see, who can be trusted to keep their mouth shut. Someone who isn't afraid of me but isn't stupid enough to cross me." "Think you can do that?" I should have said no. Every rational part of my brain screamed at me to walk away, to find another job, to protect myself and Marco from this world. But rationality doesn't pay for chemotherapy. It doesn't cover rent. It doesn't buy textbooks or groceries or a future. "Yes," I said. What followed were the strangest 4 months of my life. Vincent paid off Marco's school fees. He moved us to a better apartment in a safer neighborhood. He never asked me for anything physical, never crossed that line, though I saw the way he sometimes looked at me when he thought I wasn't paying attention. Instead, he taught me how to read people, how to spot lies, how to understand the complex web of debts, favors, and fear that held his empire together. I was good at it, better than I wanted to admit. "You could run your own operation someday," he told me once. "I don't want to." "Why not?" "Because I've seen what it costs." The politician with the gambling problem? His daughter was in my English class at Rutgers. She dropped out the same semester I did. I heard she's working at a strip club in Newark now. I met his eyes. "Your business destroys families, Vincent." I thought he might get angry. Instead, he just nodded slowly.
Compare that to the poverty-destroying
Yes,
families.
it does.
It's all just math.
Just like poverty destroys families. Just like medical debt destroys families. You think the system is fair, Elena? You think the people I take money from are innocent? Some of them are. Maybe. But the world isn't built for innocence. It's built for survival. And I'm very good at surviving. The turning point came on a cold February night. A man walked into the Venetian room, someone I'd never seen before. Young, maybe 25, wearing a jacket too thin for the weather. He had the desperate look of someone who'd run out of options. I need to speak with Mr. Caruso. Vincent's security moved to intercept him, but Vincent raised a hand. Let him talk. My name is David Martinez. You knew my father, Carlos Martinez. I felt Vincent go very still beside me. I knew him. He's dead. Because of you. David's voice shook, but he held his ground. You lent him money he couldn't repay. He killed himself rather than face what you would do to him. The room was silent. Even the usual casino sounds from beyond the curtain seemed to fade away.
He made choices.
Your father made choices, Vincent said quietly.
Business, not a charity.
I didn't force him to borrow. I didn't force him to gamble. I gave him exactly what he asked for, and he failed to honor his commitment. He had a family, a wife, 3 kids, and he should have thought about them before he put their mortgage up as collateral. David's hand moved to his jacket. I saw it before Vincent's security did. Don't, I started to say, but everything happened too fast. The gun came out. Security rushed forward. There was a crack of gunfire, deafening in the enclosed space. David went down hard. I was on my feet, screaming, though I couldn't hear my own voice over the ringing in my ears. There was blood spreading across the carpet, so much blood, and all I could think was that I'd have to clean it later, which was insane, which was shock. Vincent grabbed my arm. We're leaving, now. He's dying. He's dead. And you were never here. Understand? I didn't understand anything. But I let him pull me out through a back entrance I'd never seen before, into a car that was already waiting. And then we were driving through Atlantic City at 3 a.m, and I couldn't stop shaking. We ended up at a penthouse apartment overlooking the ocean. I sat on a white leather couch while Vincent poured himself a drink with steady hands. When he offered me one, I took it and downed it in one burning gulp. This is what you do, I said finally. This is who you are. Yes. You don't feel anything. I feel plenty. He sat down across from me. That kid chose to come after me. He chose to bring a gun. I didn't make him do that. Just like I didn't make his father borrow money he couldn't repay. But you created the circumstances. The world created the circumstances, Elena. I just operate within them. I looked at this man who'd shown me kindness, who'd helped my brother, who'd treated me with a strange kind of respect I'd never experienced before. And I saw him clearly for the first time. Not a monster, not a savior. Just someone who'd made different choices than I had, who'd drawn different lines in the sand. I can't do this anymore, I whispered.
Will you let me go?
He nodded slowly. I know. Will you let me go?
You were never prisoner.
You were never a prisoner.
About what you've seen.
He set down his glass. But I need to know you'll keep quiet about what you've seen. I will.
If you tell anyone,
Because if you don't,
I will find
if you go to the police or the media or anyone else,
Silence brings
it won't be
safety.
me who comes for you.
Speaking
It'll be people
brings
much worse than me.
complications from others.
People who won't care about your brother or your future or any of the reasons I cared. The threat was clear, but it was also honest. That was Vincent's strange code. He'd never lie to make you feel better.
Apartments, lease, brother's school.
I understand.
Consider it done.
He stood up.
Agreed.
The apartment is yours. Lease is paid for 2 years. Marco's school is covered through graduation. After that, you're on your own. We never see each other again. Deal? I should have felt relief. Instead, I felt a strange sadness. Deal. 3 years have passed since that night. Marco graduated high school with honors. He's at MIT now, studying mechanical engineering, completely unaware of how his tuition got paid. I went back to school, finished my degree, and now I work as a social worker in Newark. I help families drowning in debt, trying to stop them from making the same desperate choices that lead people to men like Vincent Caruso. Sometimes I see news reports about him. He's expanded his operations, moved into legitimate businesses, cleaned up his image. There are rumors he might run for city council. I never hear about people getting shot in casino backrooms anymore. Maybe he's changed. Maybe he's just gotten better at hiding it. I never told anyone this story. Not Marco. Not my therapist. Not the FBI agent who showed up at my door 6 months ago asking questions about Vincent that I politely declined to answer. This is the first time I've put it into words, and I'm still not entirely sure why. Maybe it's because I want someone to understand that the world isn't simple. That good people do bad things for good reasons, and bad people sometimes do good things for bad reasons. That a man can save your life and destroy someone else's in the same night, and both things can be true simultaneously. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just needed to say out loud that for 4 months when I was 23 years old, I sat beside one of the most dangerous men in New Jersey, and he never hurt me. He could have. He had every opportunity, but he didn't. I don't know if that makes him good. I don't know if it makes me complicit. I just know that when I smell bleach and cigarette smoke now, I think about the girl I used to be. The one who mopped casino floors and thought she was invisible. The one who learned, in the most painful way possible, that being seen can save you or destroy you, depending on who's looking. Vincent Caruso saw me. And I'm still here, still standing, still trying to do some good in a world that doesn't always reward it. I don't know if that's redemption or just survival, but I guess, in the end, that's the same thing.